stick to marriage from my own perspective, from my own experiences, and from everything I have learned so far. So looking at marriage, the original plan, I do not know who sat down and cooked up marriage, but I assume that it is men. And my assumptions are based on how we see marriage play out in our society today and what is expected of women in marriage. Because of everything that is expected of women in marriage and how it affects us negatively, I do not believe that women sat down at the table while they were cooking up marriage and how it should be. I believe that marriage as an institution was cooked by men who sat down, thought of how to subjugate another person and how that subjugation is going to benefit them, and they came up with marriage. Legal slavery that you have to willingly go into as a woman, willingly. And they also indoctrinate us to think that we have to pray for it, we have to beg for it. It's like a slave saying, please pick me and enslave me. Please take me, use me, finish me. That is exactly. And it is so fascinating how they are able to do it, that women are so engrossed with that institution, every woman's dream to be married. Even though we see in society today what it has cost us, it has cost us our life, our health, everything. But yet, somehow, our dream, they have sold us that dream that we need to. And we keep selling it to our children. It's like a generational curse. As they give us, we they pass them, they go. So they sell it to us that is our dream. We are incomplete. We are not nothing without marriage. And we also sell it to our children. And that is how we never break that generational curse. And why do I say that marriage is the original plan of marriage is to enslave women? If you look at the first thing that comes with marriage, it is payment of bride price, which in my opinion is like going to the market and buying a goat, which I always say. You are paying for something. When you pay for something, it means that you own that thing. And when you own something, it means that you can do anything to that thing that you own, which is the first precedent for marriage, which is already flawed. And because the foundation is flawed, then you cannot expect that going forward, every other thing should fall into place. You cannot expect that a man should see you as a partner, because the institution itself, the foundation, is that I'm paying and I'm collecting you. You become a property. So if the institution is flawed from the foundation, you cannot expect anything good to come out of it. And I also think that marriage has been used as a means to exploit women's labor for free, unpaid, unappreciated. As a woman, from birth, you have been taught that your entire life is to go and serve a man. You try to do something, they say, no, is this how you do it in your husband's house? You try to cook, they say, you cannot even cook. Is this how you cook in your husband's house? You try to sleep, they say, you want to sleep too much. Is this time you wake up? So from childbirth, they have programmed you to think that your life as a woman is a life of servitude. And they are teaching you how to serve a man, how to serve your husband. That is what you have been taught from childhood. So when you enter into marriage, knowingly or unknowingly, you have programmed yourself that you are there to serve. And that man has been programmed also that he's there. You are there to serve him. So you start the life of servitude. And the worst part is today, they are forcing you women to see it as an achievement so that you see your slavery as an achievement. And the men that are saying marriage is an achievement, they are not saying it to you that, oh, as a man, marriage is an achievement to me. No, they are forcing you as a woman to agree, to announce, it's like manifestation. You have to say it to yourself until you believe it. It is an achievement to me. They are not saying it's an achievement to them, which is they are telling you as a woman, you have to say it, so that you say it long enough, you believe it, that it's an achievement to you. But what it does to you, especially the traditional marriage, is it sentences you to a life of servitude. You are going to serve and serve and serve and serve and serve and serve until you. And you're not just going to serve your husband. You will serve your children. You will serve your grandchildren. It's like as a woman, it's like a sentence. As they born you, they don't sentence you to a life of servitude. And that is why I advise women to have a life outside marriage, to have something they try to achieve outside marriage that is an achievement to them. Something that, because marriage is partnership. You are marrying someone, doing life with them. It has nothing to do with achievement. Achievement is what you can look that you have done for yourself in life and you say, oh, I have done this, I am proud of myself. And it actually gives you something back in return, not life of servitude, 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 servitude. And one thing I want to explain to you is how marriage affects you as a woman. The general aspect of marriage that we see today, how it affects you as a woman. One, you are expected to give birth. Pregnancy is like a suicide mission. You are most likely going to by it. So that is another aspect of marriage that people don't talk about a lot. Most women who are married are expected to give birth, and going through pregnancy and childbirth is going into a dangerous state of, you don't know if you're coming back alive or. So many people will say, oh, my own is different. My dear, we see the rate at which women die giving birth. You cannot say that your case is different. We do not know if your case is different. The fact that you marry a man, you get pregnant for a man, you decide to have a baby with a man, it means that you are most likely going to for your family. So this is another aspect of marriage that we do not talk about a lot. As a woman, you are risking your life. The earlier you know, the better for you, especially if you want kids. Now, childbirth comes with a lot of consequences. I would say consequences, especially as a woman. If you have built your career, if you take maternity leave, you go and give birth, I am telling you for sure, the company might say they love you. Oh, there is nothing wrong with it. Oh, we are giving you maternity leave, we'll pay you. But your life would never remain the same. First of all, your body will change, your mind will change. You are not as sharp as you used to be because you have gone through a traumatic experience. So therefore, you might not be able to give in your 100% anymore to achieving your goal as a woman, because your brain has not just reduced. You have a child to take care of, and now you are thinking of not just yourself, not just your husband, but you're thinking of a child you are taking care of. So let's not pretend like it doesn't take a toll on you mentally and physically as a woman. And those companies know. And because we live in a highly capitalist country, they only care about profit. They do not care about you as a woman. So their aim is profit. So they do not care about massaging you, trying to help you catch up at work. If you call in, your child is sick, you have to go. They don't care. They are going to promote a man over you, because men do not have, in short, marriage makes men have the privilege to stay longer at work and do whatsoever they want to do, because there is a woman at home taking care of a child for them. They call your baby is sick, they can tell their wife to go and stay at work. So men are most likely going to be elevated at work, promoted at work, and do better career-wise when they are married, especially if they are married, because another person is taking up so many responsibilities that they do not have to worry about. Another thing we don't talk about enough is cooking and cleaning. Oh yes, cooking and cleaning. A lot of people say, oh, na normal thing now. If you no marry, you go do am. Na lie. If you no marry, you go do am less. If you get two other people to do am for your husband or your children, you have more cleaning and more cooking to do. And let's check how much they are paying chef. You know how much did they pay chef? They cook morning, afternoon, night. Imagine say you be chef, they cook morning, afternoon, night. How much they go pay you? You are doing it for free, out of love, out of servitude, only because you are a woman. That is what marriage subjects you to. As a woman, you have to face that reality. And yes, we have men that can cook. Oh yes, we have men that can clean, but not as well as you, not as much as you. Why? Because you have been trained from childhood to do it and to do it well. So you definitely do it well, and you definitely do it better. And no matter how a man can chip in and do that, you still do it better. Only because you are a woman. Only because you have been raised from childhood. I know when I start to cook for my house, they never born me finish, I don't cook. I take care of a home. Like, we are 6 in my family, plus father and mother, 8, plus umu boy where they live with us. I have been taking care of a home since childhood, so I know how to do it well. It's like I have years of experience, and there is no way that you will not do it better than a man. So you will do a lot of that in the name of marriage. Now, another issue that we don't talk about a lot, I'm bringing issues to light that we don't talk about a lot, is marital rape. Most men think that they have access to you sexually just because they are married to you. And that is where the dangers of paying bride price comes back in. You are like a sex worker. Most men think they have access to your body just because they have paid your bride price. Even when you are tired, when you are, if you are a young girl who is not married, you can say, I don't want to have sex today, make I just rest. Some people see it as a duty because we have been indoctrinated to see it as a duty. Some women feel bad when they say no. They feel like it is their right. And church religion has done a bad job because they tell women that their body doesn't belong to them. And when you teach women that and you push them into marriage, they cannot say no. And to tell you, as a mother, there are so many reasons as a woman you have to say no. If you go through pregnancy, your hormones are messed up. After you give birth, for months, you see this doctor that saying 6 weeks, na lie. Na lie. It is 4 months. I feel like saying 6 weeks is medical misogyny because a lot of men don't even wait for you to heal. If you marry a man that see you as a property, they don't even wait for you to heal. They believe that you are their property and they can have access to you whenever. So you become a slave, a sexual slave. So these are so many, like I cannot say it all. So many disadvantages that you encounter as a woman in the name of marriage. So it is not an achievement to you, my dear. They are selling you a lie. They are selling you a lie. And it is so unfortunate that most women have to go into it before they realize. Sometimes we do not know because society has told us that, oh, your case will be different. Oh, see how beautiful they are. Oh, marriage it completes you as a woman. Oh, you are not fulfilled until you marry and give. Because that dream has been sold to you. It is your life, like your ambition in life as a woman is to be married and have kids. So you cannot see it. You cannot see it. Some women see it until they enter. Like they don't see it until they enter. And so many times it has become too late for them. That is why sensitization is important. Some after having 3, 4, 5 children before they realize that, oh, I have done nothing. I have achieved nothing after so many years. And then they start regretting. That is why sensitization about marriage, about the realities of marriage, it needs to be told so women will know what they are going into and what it entails to be married. Now I'm talking about the traditional aspect of marriage. Now I'm going to talk about another aspect of marriage that exists outside of the traditional aspect of marriage. If you must go into marriage as a woman, if you think, oh, this is what I want to do, I want to marry, you should go into a marriage that prioritizes equality. It is almost impossible, if you ask me for my honest opinion, it is almost impossible to achieve equality in marriage just because of the dynamic of marriage, the institution of marriage. It is almost impossible, especially because as a woman, you have to go through pregnancy and give birth if you want children. So it is almost impossible to achieve equality. And that is where equity comes in. That is where equity comes in. Okay, it is not fair for you. Equity, let me explain. It is not fair for you that you have to carry pregnancy and give birth. But after you give birth, I'll take over taking care of the child. If they call in school, I'll go and pick him up. If he has to dress up and go to school every morning, I will do that. That is where equity. You see that she has done this. Now you have to do it to cover up for that thing that she has done. That is where equity comes in. So it is impossible to have equality, but it is possible to have equity, to try and balance things out and to try and say, okay, it is not fair that this has affected her income, this has affected her career, then I have to step in with my own career and my own income and pay for everything in the family because she had to go through childbirth, which is her contribution to the family. She literally risked her life, for crying out loud. Do you understand? So that is where equity comes in. Now, in an ideal marriage for me, you should have the freedom to live. I do not see marriage as a place where you should not have autonomy. You should have freedom to live as a man. You should have freedom to live as a woman in an ideal marriage. If you feel like it doesn't serve you anymore, it is not what you expect, you should be able to live without being coerced, without being scared, without being afraid of how your partner would react. You should be. If there is no reliability, if you don't feel, oh, this person is reliable, this person does not protect me, this marriage does not serve me, you should have freedom to live. And that is what I tag an ideal marriage. And there is also genuine equality in decision making. I spoke about genuine equality in decision making. You cannot say because you have something dangling between your legs, you have the final say. You should be able to discuss every decision and decide together as partners. Partnership, not hierarchy, not slavery, partnership. So every decision should be made equally. Okay, we should do this. Do you agree? Especially if it concerns the marriage, especially if it concerns both of you, especially if it concerns the child. If it concerns both of you need to have a say. And if you do not have a say, then that decision should not be made. Sorry. That is what I see as equality. I have already explained equity, which means that if she is doing more in this aspect, you need to understand that and try to balance that out. Now, your identity should not be lost because you should not lose yourself because of marriage. If you are planning to go into marriage, you should not erase yourself. You should not lose yourself. Your hobbies, your life, your career, everything you love to do before you get married, you should also be able to do it in marriage. Same friends, your career, your passion, your identity as a woman. Do not lose your identity, your autonomy. For you to be able to say, it is my body, I can decide what I want to do with it. It is my body, I do not want to give it. Do not lose that. Especially your autonomy. Do not lose your autonomy. You should be an autonomous human being with your own thinking, with your own ability to make decisions for yourself. You do not have to look to another person to make decisions concerning your life as a woman. Very important. And now, it is, with everything I've said, it is very obvious that marriage is not inherently feminist. Marriage is not inherently feminist. I have spoken about the roots and how it is extremely dangerous for women. However, you can choose to make it different. And it is very important that I explain to you as women that you cannot have control over a man. You can choose that my marriage is different, but if a man say it is not different, I want a servant, you cannot change a man's mind. You don't have power over him. You only have power to walk away and use the power that you have that is within you. So you can say as a woman, I want a feminist marriage, I want a partnership, I want this, but you cannot force it on another person. You need to understand that if that person is not willing, you need to make the decision to walk away. Now, I believe that women should be sensitized about marriage, about how it can be harmful to us as women, and how, if we choose, if marriage is not your all, you can choose not to, and you are okay, you are fine, you are even better. Let me tell you, you are better because you are not subjected to a life of servitude. If you still want to go into it, make sure that it's equitable, that it's partnership, and you are not subjugated. You do not lose yourself. You do not lose your autonomy. And you have the right to walk away if it doesn't serve you, if it doesn't benefit you. Thank you.
Minutes left.